So one more thing, I wanted to show you the setup here upstairs in a south-facing window of about 110 or so individually potted nuts. Each one is labeled. That is from outside of Burlington, Vermont, and that is from Kurt Laffin, our vice president. Hand pollinated, these from southern New Hampshire. There is from Wilton, New Hampshire, from a nice volunteer that drove some seedlings up last year and gave us some more nuts. These pots in the front, let's see if I can do this. The pots in the front are larger, they're 6, and the ones in the back are what I'm sending you. They're 9, that's 0.6 gallon. This is actually 1.3 gallons, I believe, each one. And if you look closely, they're starting to germinate, bending toward the light. I love the way they come up. There's just they push the soil. You'll see the soil start, and then there it is. There's that little sprout trying to poke its way out. Here's a really little one. I'm always surprised how long they take to come up. These are taking 3, sometimes 4 weeks. These poor little guys are some really precious ones from a wild, it was actually I think the Vermont, New Hampshire state champion for size, and 2 of them self-pollinating. Used to be unblighted, might have blight now. And they're not doing very well. They just, the nuts were on the ground too long and they had mold on them, but they might make it. When you start seeing the soil look real dry like that, then I'll give them a good watering. There's one just starting to leaf out. I'll have to spin them, and I'll actually take the ones closest to the light and switch with these other pots. And one of the beauties here is that I can lower that Venetian blind, the slatted blind, and block off the sunlight. You can kill your plants by letting them get cooked in the afternoon sun if you have a nice south-facing window. Theoretically, you don't even need artificial light if you have a lot of light. This wouldn't be enough, but if you have like a sunroom with a couple of glass sliding doors, we have these LED lights, which I set for about 12 hours a day. Not yet, not till, well, I'll turn them on probably in a few days or a week or something, when these things start needing some more artificial light. I don't know if you can see it from here, but out there we're looking at a bunch of chestnuts. There's the biggest one is right to the left of that little sleeping cabin, and then that's the nursery out there with probably 40 chestnuts, and then out here is another nursery with each one of the little poles sticking up is a chestnut that have made it through the winter, and they'll be taking off. There's that tree right there is a real nice one just to the left of that 4x4 post. That's a real nice chestnut, probably 6 or 7 years old. The other thing I wanted to mention was that when your nuts come in the mail and you're not ready to plant, if you're not ready to plant them, you can stick them right as is into the refrigerator. Just make sure if it's below freezing, there's something wrong with your refrigerator. But put them in the crisper drawer, anywhere in your refrigerator. They'll be fine for a few days, a week. They'd probably be fine in a month. You might have a radical that's 6 inches long, which makes them very hard to plant and not very healthy at that point. But the whole idea is you get a jump on the season. So you should plant these pretty soon after receiving them. Looking right out at just this side of the sleeping cabin is another nice chestnut that didn't lose its leaves. It's funny. It looks like a beech tree. They don't always lose their leaves. So we'll follow up with some more tips here as they start getting bigger. If you do have questions, send them in an email, but I do have probably a limited ability to answer individual questions, and so I've tried to cover as much as possible. See you later.